Sounds good.
Welcome to the Peace Channel. My name is Mel Lehman. I'm the Director of Common Humanity. And what we try to do, you see on the wall behind me, we try to show art from the Middle East to help people here in the States get a better understanding of the people there. It's not just the political realities, it's the people. We're trying to get acquainted with each other. So that's what Common Humanity does. We try to show the common humanity of people in the Middle East and people here. And we interview artists, and today we're very pleased to have a very talented and wonderful artist. Her name is Shahad Adnan. Welcome, Shahad.
Thank you so much, Mel. Appreciate it.
We're so glad you're here. I'm going to let Shahad do most of the talking today. Let me just say that Shahad grew up in Iraq. We'll talk a little bit about that and show some pictures. And then she moved to Egypt, and then she moved here to the United States. And she has an MS degree in biochemistry and currently works as an expert quality control analyst at a pharmaceutical company. That sounds a busy life, and you still have time to paint. You're a busy young lady.
Yes, I am busy. And I always try to stay busy. That's what makes me feel I am alive and happy.
Yeah, creating and doing. Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah, well, tell us a little bit before we get to the pictures. You grew up in Iraq. Iraq is a very special country to me. I've been to Iraq something like 6 times, almost enough to lose track, 7 times. I was there this past Christmas. My first trip was in Christmas of 1996 during the sanctions when Saddam Hussein was still in charge. So my heart goes out to, I fell in love with Iraq. I think it's a wonderful country and so glad to have you here.
Thank you so much, Mel. Appreciate you. And I appreciate your feelings that you have toward my country.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at some of the pictures, and I think that will help to get us in the spot where you grew up. So let's try for screen share.
Okay. Okay. So I was born and grew up in Baghdad, Iraq in 1989. And this is a picture for me with my parents and my 2 younger brothers. I have 1 older sister and then 4 big brothers and then me. So this is my brother Muhammad, my brother Mudar, and this is my dad Adnan and my mother Batul. May she rest in peace. This was in 1993. And this is another picture for me and my dad also in Baghdad, Iraq.
That's such a wonderful picture. Let's stay for that one for just one moment. It's a wonderful picture of such a happy father, so proud of his precious daughter, and there you are, just feeling so much at home and comfortable with him. That's a great photo. He's such an important part of your life.
Yes, Mel, I'm very lucky and I thank God day and night because I am proud of them and I hope that they are proud of me. I'm very lucky to have such a great parent and such a great loving family and brothers and sister.
Yeah.
And I have a great childhood and I cannot thank God enough and thank my parents enough for this great childhood.
Oh, great. Well, there's another picture. Such a comfortable right there with Daddy's knee. And there's your teddy bear.
Yeah, as you can see, Mel, I was the center of attention because I came after 4 boys, and that even make me more special. So Shahad is the baby girl who gets all the attention, all these Barbie dolls, everything, kind of everything I want. They spoiled me in a wise way, but again, thank God for everything. So all the attention, all the pictures with Shahad.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Oh,
Yeah, here's another picture. So usually, Mel, in the like in 1993, 94, every like kind of Christmas celebration here, once a year, we invite all the families, all the cousins, all the aunts. These are all my aunts and my cousins, all cousins of the family from both sides. We have like a big gathering at our house in Baghdad, and then it's usually like my birthday or somebody else's birthday. So we have like 50 something people. We do celebrate, and as you can see, this is me feeling like very special for some reason with all the gifts. Yeah.
oh, that's great.
Thank you, appreciate it. So I was also blessed with amazing cousins and aunts and uncles from both sides.
What a precious picture. Your little wreath there on your head.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So all of these dresses were made by my aunts. They usually go and they make everything from scratch wherever. And in the back like in the old days in Baghdad, we don't have a way to see what's going on in the world unless if it's the TV. And when whatever comes on the TV, I'll be like, I want such type of a dress. And they will go ahead and they'll go to the market. They will try to make everything for me from scratch. And then they did a great job. I have been blessed with amazing mother and sister and aunts. They were all artists. They know how to sew all the dresses, how to make these amazing pieces of art.
Oh, that's so precious. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's great. How old are you here?
I was 2 years old.
Ah, oh, so that's a great photo.
So usually what my mother has tradition, especially me and my youngest brother, the younger one among all the four brothers. Every year we have to go to the studio. In the old days, we had the studio, like the photo studio, and then we go there and we have to take this formal picture once a year as a rule. And then this picture has to be enlarged and put somewhere in the house. And we continued this tradition for so long. And sometimes she buy a cake or make a cake, and the cake has to be in front of me with the picture.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
There's another picture. Yeah, I was here in 4th grade. This picture in 2022, the end of 2022, it was at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization. It was a new museum in Egypt. And at that time, I was visiting Egypt. I lived in Egypt 5 years and I love that country so much. I lived my best years there. Again, I was blessed to get the best education. My father sent me to American high school. It was the first American high school in Egypt for girls only. So I was blessed with the education there. And then I was also in pharmacy school. It was a German university. We love Egypt so much. And I still go and visit that country. I try my best to go there almost like every year. So this is when I visited Egypt, and this with my dad.
And that's the Nile River behind you, right? The Great Nile.
The Great Nile, yeah. And this was a new museum and it was amazing museum. So I encourage everybody, if they get the opportunity to go to Egypt, to go and explore that museum.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, this is also in one of the old temples in Cairo, Egypt. So my father also is the reason that why I like books a lot, and I like paintings, and I like museums and all of these artifacts, and especially like monuments. So we like to visit these places whenever possible and whenever we can. And we have amazing time. We just take a look at these pictures or photos or amazing work art. And we had a lot of luck to talk to some geologists there, some amazing Egyptian geologist people who has PhD in geology, and they talk to us about these details. So we just go on trips like that from time to time.
And what would be the date of this building? Is this the Al Azhar Mosque or?
Yes, this is the mosque.
Oh, okay. What would be this was the first university in the world, right? Do I remember correctly?
Yes. I don't remember exactly, but I know it is very old for sure, but I don't remember exactly. Yeah. So this picture is my dad in our house in Texas, and behind him is the paintings. So my dad also, from time to time, he does express his feelings and emotions also by painting. So he is also a part of me having this passion.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah.
So this is my dad in Egypt. My dad wrote 2 books about cactus and succulents. He does that for a hobby. He knows how to grow cactus and succulents. He knows a lot about plants, and he loves cactus so much. So the type of the name of the cactus in front of him. It's called a very funny name. It's called mother-in-law chair. That's what they call it. And you know, cactus has like these spikes that hurt a lot. Yes. Since I was a baby, I'm used to these spike touches. Even if blood comes out, he's like, it's okay. So that's his passion. And then he has amazing garden. He had amazing garden in Baghdad and in Egypt and also in our house here in US.
Oh, great, great.
Thank you. So this is a picture in Egypt also, me and my parents. This was 2022 also. This picture is in 2023, me and my dad. It was in Virginia.
And we're just about to get to the paintings. I'm eager to do that. But just before we do, what do you miss most about Iraq?
I miss the feeling of the family there. I miss to be around my relatives and my cousins. And I miss the feeling that I am home.
Yeah.
I missed that feeling long time ago. I left when I was 13 years old.
Right.
And I know it's part of life and it's because of the war, but I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who's struggling. And I know I'm not the only one who asked to, and I'm also lucky to be in the United States and to leave the country, but I also feel my relatives a lot, my cousins and my uncles, and I miss them so much. I couldn't see them for 18 years. They saw me since I was a teenager, almost a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
So I miss them. And again, I know we have technology here to communicate with them, but no place feels like home, Mel. It's different.
Wow. Wow. Well, we're blessed to have you here in our country, but I know that you'd be homesick sometimes, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at your paintings. I think those are the next slides up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about these and how you paint.
So what the way I paint, my art is basically about colors. I feel whenever I start a painting, I don't plan it. Some people have a plan or have a guideline or they draw with the pencil before they paint. For me, I don't like to do that. I like it to be natural because I like it more to be myself. I feel that in my regular life, whether through my school, through my life, everything is about rules and regulation and laws. Since I was in school, that's how you should do it. That's how you do math. That's how you do chemistry. That's how it is. So whenever I go to my cave, I call it my cave or my art room, I don't want to think about these rules. This is the only area or the only way that I can be far away from these restrictions, I call it. So I go there and I let myself be. I don't like to plan it. Maybe you will think it's funny, but having a big canvas, a white one, scares me sometimes. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It does scare me. It does scare me. What I'm gonna do, but I usually start with a feeling. Most of the time it's excitement, most of the time it's expression, it's happiness. Some people tell me many times they feel sadness, they feel happiness, but what I like about abstract art, I give the freedom to the viewer to decide what's going on. So for this painting in specific, it's not very hard for people to guess what's going on. It's still life. It's not perfect because it's abstract.
Right.
People can see somebody here is really like passionate about mixing colors and expressing themselves for this one in specific. The second one, some people see this, for example, as sad paintings or somebody crying. Other people told me, we see here somebody who doesn't like to talk, which was, I never thought about this before. So it makes me happy and also curious when I hear people's opinion about my paintings. To me, art should not be that complicated or that complex to look deep. Deep meanings come with simplicity. And the same way as we are children, we go and write our journals every day. Because I also write and I read, I thought since I can express my feelings through words, I can also express what I want to tell people through paintings. And sometimes in one painting, you can say a lot.
I like it. I think it's great. Yeah.
Appreciate you. This is a very big painting. This one is 40 by 60. So from time to time, I like to kind of have a view, or perfect art, I call it, if that's the right phrase to describe it, but not all the time. Most of the time, I am more into abstract art and mixing colors and emotions, because I feel that's what drives people. That's what give my paintings inspiration, because that's part of me. So this painting, I painted that when I was in Texas in 2019.
Very abstract. Yeah. What do we have here?
This is pure abstract. So this painting in specific, and most of my paintings, when I start a painting, I leave it until the next day. I see how I feel about it the next day. And I come the next day, and I usually criticize myself because I'm very tough with myself. I was like, what did I do? This is not where I want to go. And what's funny and what's interesting is whenever I go and I paint, I change it, it becomes even better painting to me.
Oh, yeah, lots of energy and vitality. That
A lot of energy. Yeah, I have to be in a certain mood. I can't paint every day. I can't say that, because that's impossible. You have to be in certain mood. You have to have feelings to express. You have to have a message to deliver.
So,
yeah.
So you paint when you get the inspiration. You don't say every day at 3 o'clock, I'm going to start painting. You wait till you.
No, because I mean, I spend most of my life like going to school, focusing so much on school, even now with work. But the point is, you make time for this because this is part of you. It's not like something that, because you can't stay away from touching the brushes and get this. If you decide this to be your work or your life, so it's not every day, for sure. And I don't think somebody can do that. Yeah, and also keep in mind, I didn't enter this field, like I didn't study, I didn't go to art school. So I'm just doing it my way or my rules.
Wow.
Yeah, and then, yeah. So this painting is one of these paintings that I spent more than one day, and it was multiple layers.
Mm.
Yeah, this painting, somebody already bought it in California. So this painting was also a multiple layers. It was more than a week of work until I decided to finish it and let it be. Most of the time when my dad visits me at my home, I know he loves me so much and he likes my art, and he's like, Shahad, leave this painting, let it be, make another one, because he just loved my touches, and then he used to keep most of my paintings. So
And this was such a realistic look as opposed to the abstract looks of the others.
it is realistic, but as you can see, I didn't make it look realistic. I didn't keep it realistic because I don't want. That's my goal. That's my passion. Yeah. Since I was baby, my father was telling me about Picasso style and how inspiring it is, and how simple things can be more inspiring. So, yeah. So this one also was multiple layers and took me like almost a week. Yeah. This one also is on foam board. This one is not on canvas, so it's on a foam board. And the inspiration came from my father. He told me, because he knows I love horses, and he told me, you can make horse into abstract art and you can make a mix of that. So I started this painting. I remember once I started, I couldn't stop. It's one of these days that I go into my cave and then I go there for 4 hours, 5 hours, no distraction at all. And that rarely happens. So I remember this painting in specific, it was one sitting, and it was almost 5 hours.
Wow. Wow.
But the joy and the excitement and the feeling does worth it for sure.
Absolutely. Such an energy there. The horse is looking right at you, you know?
Yeah. Thank you so much. This one is 16 by 16 inches. It's not a big painting. So I don't like roses a lot, but I like flowers and I like the colors a lot. So whenever I try to make these type of pieces of art, I try to make it look flowers, but not necessarily a real flowers. Maybe this flower doesn't really exist in the wild.
Right.
Yeah. And again, by the end, it's just a mix of expression of who I am and then my feelings on that day, especially in the choice of colors. The choice of color is very important. And I use acrylic in my paintings. I don't use oil painting. I like acrylic so much.
Very vivid, very draws you right in. This is a painting that draws you in.
This is 16 by 20 inches painting. I remember I painted this one. I told my dad it's not done, and he told me leave it like that. I wanted to add some touches because he's right. Sometimes when you add more touch to something, it gets more complicated and it lose its shiny, or it lose the attraction. So I find it hard to me, the struggle to me, Mel. I don't know when to decide to stop.
Yes.
And that's not good. And that's, I'm struggling with that a lot.
Right.
I'm trying my best to find strategies or on ways on to stop, when to stop and leave the painting and let it be. This is going to be the style. But sometimes, but again, I'm lucky to have my family around me. My brothers give their opinion, my sister, my parents, sometimes relatives, and I get their feedback all the time. And I always work to improve on improving my skills there.
That's great. That's great.
Thank you. Appreciate you. So this one in specific, this one I gave it as a gift to my cousin. He's a dentist, and he told me he wanted one of the paintings in his home, and he chose this one. And he was so happy with it. He felt it the moment his eyes fell on this painting. And I told him, as long as you promise me you're gonna take care of it, that's gonna be enough for me. So I also do this type of art. I like to draw faces in that way in specific, because it's more abstract art and it's more like me. And I like to focus so much on the neck and the shoulder.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
And you mentioned a few minutes ago, you mentioned Picasso. Do I get a little bit of Picasso here?
You can say that, yeah. I am influenced by him. And I'm also influenced by other artists. Other artists inspire me a lot, not only the famous ones.
Do you want to, any names you could mention that our viewers might recognize, or these are just various people that they probably won't know?
There are usually various people that I follow on Instagram most of the time. I know Omar is one of the artists that you know about. Khaled is one of them. They like abstract. They are kind of more into abstract art.
May I mention their full name is Omar Edda, who's a great artist.
Omar Oda, yeah. And then Khaled Al-Ani. Yeah, I follow their art, and then they give me their criticism. Omar always tell me, Shahad, this is great. To me, his art is so great also, but we get feedback from each other from time to time whenever possible. And I like people to criticize my art. Some people think it's weird, but I like to hear criticism. I want to improve always. And I like, because to me, Mel, I don't like to be inside this bubble. I do this artwork, and then I think this is what it is, but then somebody else will come and tell me, Shahad, I feel this. I feel there's sadness. And I was like, I never thought about this before. How do you feel sadness from this? Or I don't think there is any sadness coming out of here. Or I didn't think about it this way. So that's to me, that's very interesting at the same time. And that will help me in the future to avoid having these feelings. And maybe they are right. Maybe when I painted that artwork, I was in certain mood. Because I remember one day, it was one of the bomb attacks happened in Baghdad, and I was so angry, and I went there and I made a painting. So it's totally emotions. So whatever energy they get, I'm sure it's right. Correct.
Great, great.
So this style also is very close to my heart also. I like to have white paint in the background, even if the canvas is white. I told you I don't like to start on canvas like pure white. So I do that with a thick layer of paint. I don't know if it's, maybe you can see it. The background is white.
Yeah.
Then I use the palette knife to make these spots. And then I made a jar of flour, and I make sure on purpose I don't want it to look perfect, because nothing in this life is perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's true. That's so true. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. This painting also, it took me such a long time. I made all of this painting. It was 16 by 20. I made all of it with a palette knife, no brushes at all. I know it might look like a brushes touches, but no brushes were there. It was a thick acrylic paint with the palette knife.
Beautiful. I think it's so wonderful. These are just wonderful paintings, and
Appreciate you.
so talented. Yeah, we're blessed. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. So this painting is very, very, very special to me, because I call this my masterpiece. And I know the masterpiece should not be sold or given, but this one has been sold. This is actually the cover of my book. I wrote a book in 2018, and I chose this painting to be on the cover of my book, of my hard copy book.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
That is a masterpiece. That is so wonderful.
Yeah. To me, this is my masterpiece, and this
Wow.
was amazing and very special painting to me.
Yeah.
Somebody insisted on buying it in Florida. And I told them, and they insisted. And to me, Mel, when I see somebody very passionate, to me, it's priceless. I don't think any money in the world will satisfy me as much as somebody is hanging this painting on their walls in their house and looking at it every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Mohammed asked, and we're going to have a few minutes for questions in a little bit. Mohammed asked what it means, or maybe is that a question you can
Yeah.
answer?
This painting, he means this painting?
Is there a meaning, or we each put our own meaning into it?
Can I see his comment? Because I'm not seeing the...
This would be under the chat.
Only now I'm seeing the comments. Carla and Mohammed. Explain what it means. Okay. Okay. So this one, I am more into blue colors and turquoise and green. I know, maybe I think you can feel that already. I am not like a lot toward red or the hot colors or yellow. So this one, to me, I was imagining myself in an ocean at the beginning and again, Mohammed and everybody here, I didn't plan it. Keep in mind, I'm being honest with you. I don't plan my art, and I don't like to plan it, because my life is already, or I think in general, life is full of rules, full of regulations. Time is important. You have to do this on time. You have to do this on time, be at work this time, go to school. And I feel that we are tired of this already. And this is my space to be myself. So I don't plan it. This painting is so huge. And when I went there, and this is also, as you can see from the effect here, this is also multiple layers. It was a lot of layers, and it was not a full week. It was either 3 or 4 days, as I remember. And it was 2017. And I used to go there, I add some colors and I leave. And usually I start 2 paintings in one time, even if they are different colors, because I like to give myself the opportunity to see what's going on. Of course, they're not going to be the same. They're not going to have the same feeling or expression. So this one, it does mix the ocean feelings and the sky feelings at the same time. And these spots here in specific, I made them feel like different spots, different suns, more than suns, or the whole planets of the universe. And that person here is staring at these planets. And as you can see, this person is standing on a tiny piece of land, or you can call it grass, or it's like the ocean. Somebody is walking on the ocean. So if you want to do something, if you want to feel something, if you want to believe in something, it's going to happen, no matter where you stand, because everybody is watching.
Wonderful, beautiful painting. So wonderful, so wonderful.
Appreciate you. Okay, he said yes, this one. Sorry, are you following with the comments, Mel, or do you want me to move?
Let's take one more. Yeah, let's take more, and then we'll stop for questions. Yeah.
Is this the last one? One moment.
I think there's one more.
Yeah.
I think there's two more.
Yeah, two more. Yeah. So this one also a 16 by 20, and I made this in 2020. And this one is very inspiring to me. I loved the falling leaves, and I loved the color of the leaves. It was a mix of autumn, usually the end of spring. And it does resemble, to me, it did resemble the fresh starts and the fresh beginnings, and also showing that how leaves fall as part of life. And this purple vase also was on purpose, that color, because purple is the sign of regeneration or recreating a new life. And that's how the flowers are in that purple vase.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. And this is from my cave in Texas. This is my very, very, very beginnings when my wall was empty. My wall now is different. It's like more crowded. It has a lot of paintings. I painted so far almost 200 paintings over the years, and I'm gonna continue to do that. I don't think I will stop, but this is at my very beginnings, how my art looked like at the very beginning. And as you can see, it's different from now.
Oh, it's so wonderful. Well, I'm so happy that you've shared this with us. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Let's take some questions. In the meantime, we saw our contact information there is commonhumanity.org. If you want to get in touch with us, it's commonhumanity.org, our website. And you can send us an email at info@commonhumanity.org. Let's take a look at the questions in the chat and see what if these you might have a response to. John says, I'm enjoying all your paintings. My eldest son in Massachusetts is an artist, and I will tell him about you and send him this link. I'll talk with Mel about ways to promote your art. Can I ask where in the US you live? I'm in Kansas, which brings me to one of my requests. Thank you, John. That leads right into one of my requests for the viewers. Thank you for coming this evening. I have a couple things to ask of you, our viewing public, and people who might see this online on our Peace channel on YouTube and on Facebook. We are looking for places to share this wonderful art. We believe that this is a way to do peacemaking. The things that are happening in the Middle East are just beyond heartbreaking. It just makes me cry. It just tears my heart out. What can we do? What we can do is this. We can show the humanity of the people of the Middle East. And this is particularly what we're trying to do. So we would like to have venues for exhibits. We've done this in churches, and we're looking for more churches. We're also looking for mosques. If anybody out there, a way for Christians and Muslims to work together. So thank you, John. That leads me right into the point. We're looking for places to exhibit this. So please let us know. Let's see. There's my friend Caroline. Hi, Caroline. It's so nice to see your name there. Sending good thoughts to you. Let's see. We have some more questions here. We have Carla says, I'm enjoying this. And my son Jason is watching with me. Which famous painters did you like in art history? Good question. Yeah. Any others? We mentioned Picasso.
Van Gogh, I will say a little bit, maybe Van Gogh, a little bit, but I'm more into Picasso school. And I love collage also, and I didn't try it, but I love collage.
I think we have one more from Doris, my cousin. Your very large painting of the table in front of the window reminds me of the painter Bonnard. Do you have particular artists who inspire you? Well, that's a great question. We're sort of talking about that as we go with Picasso and others. Thank you, Doris. And one other person asked, have you ever painted on cloth?
No, I didn't. I just use canvas and sometimes foam board.
Well, our time is slipping by. let's see if there's any closing comments that you would have. Again, for our viewers, thank you so much for coming. It is a delight to spend time with you, Shahad. We are looking for places to hold our exhibits, so please send a note to info@commonhumanity.org. We're looking for funding. It takes money to buy computers and broadcast this on Zoom and transport our paintings and this, that, and we have accounting, and we have tax filings. We have all sorts of things that to be an organization takes funding. I'm a volunteer, but it takes money to run our nonprofit organization. So please consider sending us a donation. And we're about to put up some cards on our website. I haven't got time to do it yet, but we hope to do that very soon. Consider sending cards for Christmas and the holidays, New Year's, with some cards that I will be posting as soon as I have a minute on our Facebook, on our website. So please come back to our website in a few days, and we'll post this. Anything you would like to say in conclusion, Shahad?
Yeah, just before I say my final word, let me answer the question that Daniel asked.
Yes, of course.
He said, does the painting of the man standing on blue water include the brown heart that above appears to be the painting? That was just a pink cowboy hat that had Daniel, because I used to be in Texas, and it's just the cowboy hat that I put on the aisle, the painting aisle. So it doesn't include it, no. Thank you so much, Mel. I would like to thank you so much for this amazing step, and I have the time and the energy to help as much as I can. I believe that we are all humans, no matter what religion we are, no matter what our routes are from. It doesn't matter by the end what's gonna happen, as long as we communicate with each other and we share love and peace with each other. So I hope in the future, I know you're gonna grow more, and I'm ready to help you also and support you in any exhibit in the future, whether they're at the mosque or they're at the churches, because by the end, God all made us from one soul. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'm very proud of you. And I told you that before, and all the great work that you are doing.
Well, it's so wonderful to be with you and our viewers, and I look forward to doing this again soon. We hope to have a program in another few weeks, so please stay tuned, and we'll be back again. Thank you so much, Shahad.
Thank you so much, and thanks everyone for your support and your attendance. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon, Shahad. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.